You hear? Is it loud and clear? Bass. So what does the quote say? Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of what? Enthusiasm. What is the meaning of the word stumbling? Stumble means what? You got this word the other day. Lose balance, that is one meaning. What is the other meaning? To fall. Stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. So what is the meaning of the word enthusiasm? Enthusiasm means what? Interest. So life is like that. We always come across failures and we have to learn from the failures, and whenever we come across a failure, we should not lose our interest or enthusiasm. It's a very useful quote, especially when you are preparing for competitive exams. What is the reason? Only a few people get selected in the first attempt. Am I right? A lot of candidates who deserve the first attempt success, somehow it gets delayed. And those students, they should not lose their enthusiasm. They should never give up. I would like to give one more. Usually for this we say, a winner never quits, a quitter never wins. That is also a very useful quote. Now with that quote, we'll start the session, and before we go to the questions, we'll see the analysis of the model test 28. Here you see Parajumble, in my opinion, very difficult. Not that easy to make out. If you get it right, I'll be the happiest person. Passage, moderate. As I say, this passage you should get 5 or 6 without any difficulty. 5 or 6. Errors are rather easy, surprisingly, except one. One I'm not convinced. Fillers are also easy, provided it depends on your reading habit. Otherwise, also most of the sentences go with everyday English or everyday situations. And close is also very easy, interesting and easy to comprehend, and the words are also very simple. So overall, in my opinion, so how many are difficult? Parajumble is difficult, don't consider 5 marks. Passage, moderate, easy. So 15 questions are easy. Close, fillers, errors. 15 plus. Let us take passage, moderate, that means you should get in the range of 5 or 6. So what is the expected score for this paper? Good score between 18 and 22. In my opinion, that is a good score. I don't know why some people are smiling. Is it too ambitious? Is it something like not practical? Does it sound that way? All of you remember, you're not competing at the local level. You're competing at the national level. You have to compete with guys in Delhi, Bombay, Chennai. And Delhi guys are more serious because usually if you take the coaching institutes in the country, the number 1 city is Delhi, whether it is for bank exams or SSC or civil services. The number 2 is fortunately Hyderabad, which is the number 2. Our city, Hyderabad, stands in the 2nd place when it comes to the best coaching institutes. The institutes could be for civil services, could be for banks, could be for SSC. But still, whatever it is, every city you have a lot of intelligent, hard-working people with the right exam approach. So always think of those people and tell yourself, I'm competing at the national level, so my score should be, whatever the faculty says, between 18 and 22. Let's say some of you got between 18 and 22. That's a good score, you should be very happy. Let us assume some of you got in the range of 10 and 15. You don't have to get disappointed, but you have to put in more effort and go in the right direction. You should always look at it that way. With that, shall we start the actual session? The first 5 questions, what do they deal with? Parajumble. What is this about? But no point in asking because a lot of sentences, 2 sentences could be the first sentence. First we'll take the elimination approach and we'll try to eliminate. Can A be the first sentence? What is the reason? Underline the word these. Now can B, underline the word this. India has been moderately successful in reducing poverty. This is a very clear statement. it has a potential to be the first sentence. Hold that one. Since, can it be the first sentence? Please underline the key words. In a way you're practicing. Today it is estimated that malnourishment could decline to 40% by the end of 2015. This also could be the first sentence. Hold that one. Next, however, can it be? No. So you have to decide between E and C. But which one seems to be the first sentence? How many of you have chosen C as the first sentence? Very good. So 1 mark assured. So it's a good start. India has been moderately successful in reducing poverty. What is the second sentence? As I said, this is very difficult to make out, but generally writers make a statement, they try to introduce a contrasting idea or they try to provide contrasting information. For that, what is a typical word they use? However. So what is the second sentence? However, eradicating hunger along with malnourishment. Please underline the word malnourishment and write the meaning of the word lack of proper diet or lack of nutritious diet. Lack of proper diet, nutritious diet. However, eradicating hunger along with malnourishment still remains a key challenge according to the Millennium Development Goals. Now this is a clue word for you. Please underline Millennium Development Goals. That means it is a clue means what? The next sentence should have this particular expression or phrase or word. So which sentence has got? So what is the third sentence? A is the third sentence. C is the first sentence. F is the second sentence. A is the third sentence. What is the third sentence? When these Millennium Development Goals were first formulated, in which year? In 1990, 53.5% of all Indian children were malnourished. Please underline the percentage. 53.5%. Now what is the fourth sentence? Now he talks about a particular reference year. Which one is that? 1990. Then the writer wants to inform the reader what happened from that particular time period or from that particular year. Then what is the word or expression we use? Since then. So what is the next one? Which option has that one? So what is the fourth sentence? D is the fourth sentence. I would like to know how many of you have got so far all the four correct. I appreciate those students. Beyond that, I don't want to say anything. Now let us move on. What is the fifth sentence? Since then, progress has been slow. The fifth sentence is, today it is estimated that malnourishment could decline to 40% by the end of 2015. So please make a note. E is the fifth sentence. And what is the sentence you are left with? What is the last sentence? B is the last sentence. This would still be below the target of reducing malnourishment to 28.6%. Now, the million-dollar question. How many of you have got the correct order? Please raise your hands. I really appreciate those students. It is really a tough Parajumble. They deserve a big round of applause. It's not a joke. Please understand, when you get this right, a Parajumble like this, you should be very happy. That's what I feel, my personal opinion. And you may ask, sir, why? One of the reasons, on Parajumble, how much time do you get to work on? 3 minutes maximum or 4 minutes. In that 3 or 4 minutes, under tremendous pressure, you have to get the correct order. That is not an easy task, and a lot of people will not be able to get that one. Now shall we move on to the most dreaded one? What is that? Passage. So how many of you have read this passage? What is this passage about? Why no response? The passage is all about installing energy efficiency systems in the domestic or commercial or whatever the buildings. It is all about efficient use of energy in buildings. It deals with energy usage, efficient usage of energy in buildings. In this context, the whole passage revolves around the response of the tenants, the response of the landlords, and the problems related to implementation and the impact objectives, all these things. But I would like to give a particular word. Please write that word. Based on the word building, please write. Sick building syndrome. Now, if you go to the Western countries, most of them are industrially developed countries. Long back they got industrial revolution. They progressed industrially. And a lot of buildings over there, pretty old and not in a good shape because they constructed long back, no proper ventilation. So today if you go to some of those countries, you enter certain buildings, what happens? Immediately you experience certain symptoms. Like one is, you got this word yesterday, giddiness. Another one, please take this word, nausea. What is the meaning? The feeling that you want to vomit something, nausea, that feeling. And headache, all these, a set of symptoms. Now let me ask a question. What is the meaning of the word syndrome? Please write the meaning. Syndrome means a set of symptoms. Group of symptoms or set of symptoms that occur constantly or repeatedly. I hope nothing is... I know some of the students are not listening to me. They are worried about that fan. This one, am I right? So better you be cautious. Anytime ready to jump. Any moment. Now, what is a syndrome? A set of symptoms. So, sick building syndrome, that means what? When you enter those buildings, you get the same set of symptoms like nausea, giddiness or dizziness, and headache. Now, imagine we can use the similar expression for, usually it goes with buildings. Imagine you can use a similar expression for subjects. The first choice will be sick language syndrome. Which one is that? You're ready with the answer. I thought at least you would hesitate because I'm in front of you. So a lot of people, when they think of English, they have the same set of symptoms. What is the first one? Anxiety, tension, and mind block, all these things. Now let us go back to what is the question number? No, the passage is all about that. Efficient energy usage in buildings and the related problems and the objectives, all those things. Now what is the first question related to the passage, or question number 6? What is the author trying to convey through the phrase albatross? There is a spelling error, please correct it. It should be TROSS. Albatross is a bird which lives along the coasts, a sea bird. Please write the meaning of the word albatross. Albatross means sea bird. It's one of the biggest living birds, and some of these species, when they spread the wings, the wingspan is almost 12 feet. 12 feet, pretty big, very big birds, pretty big. So albatross around the neck, that is a phrase. What is the meaning of that, or what does the writer try to convey with that particular expression? As light as a bird? No. Prevent from achieving success? How many of you think this is the answer? Just hold that one. Are worthless? No. Act as controllers? Always provide adequate guidance. Here, based on the context, you have to select a positive expression or a negative expression. A negative expression. So those who said B, prevent from achieving success, that is the right answer. Question number 7. Which of the following is most nearly the opposite in meaning as the word robust? This is an easy word. It goes with everyday English. Robust means what? Strong. Please write the meaning of the word first. Strong. Powerful. You could also use the word vigor. Vigor also means being strong and powerful. So he wants the opposite. Robust is a positive word, and you have to look for a negative word. Manual. Already I've got this word. Manual means what? Related to using your hands. You do something using your hands. What do you call it? Manual work. But there's one more meaning. The other day I could not give you that meaning. Please write the word manual and also write the second meaning. First meaning already have got. Manual also means a book with instructions. What is it? A book with instructions. Today if you go to any corporate company, you come across manuals. So they talk about instructions. That is the second meaning of the word. So manual, does it go with this robust? No. Please mark it wrong. Loose, does it go with strong? What is the opposite of loose? Tight. And what is the spelling of loose? Opposite of tight, that is the spelling. What is this loose? Which part of speech is this? Which part of speech is the second one? The first one is what? It should not take so long for you guys. I gave the combination. Let me give a combination. Loose shirt, loose dress. Adjective. Tight, adjective. Loose, what is it? What is the past form? Lost. There's one more. Please write that word also. Loss. That goes with profit loss. So please write all the three. Lose, L-O-O-S-C, L-O-S-C, L-O-S-S. Loss. Now what is the third option? You may not be knowing the meaning of that particular word. Quite often you come across the word vague. Vague means what? Ambiguous or not clear or equivocal. Here what is it? Vogue. Don't think spelling mistake. It's a separate word. So what is the meaning of that? Already I've got some of the students. In vogue means in fashion. Something is in vogue means what? Something is in fashion. Here I want you to learn one more word. Please write the word F-A-D, fad. Fad means a short-lived fashion. Short-lived fashion. Fashion that is short-lived or that is temporary. I think sometime back guys with earrings, that was a fad. Guys with long hair, that was a fad. Then people could not make out boy or girl. There was a problem. And now what is a fad? Short hair with a lot of designs. So hope you got the meaning of that particular word. So does it go with this context? Absolutely no. Then flexible. Before we go on, we look at the fourth option, we'll see the fifth option. What is the fifth option? Flexible. Flexible means what? What is the opposite of flexible? Rigid. You got the word yesterday. Is it the opposite of robust? No. Whether you know the meaning or not, then you should go for the fourth option. What is the answer here? Flimsy. So please write the meaning of the word flimsy. In my opinion, it is not the exact opposite of robust. So write the meaning. Flimsy means easily breakable. Easily breakable. Already I've got one word. Something can be broken easily. What is the word? What is it? Please write the word fragile. That is very good. But there's one more word which goes with everyday English. And the typical example we give, if you take eggshells, you know eggshells. Eggshells are very delicate. You press them hard and they break immediately. The word for that, please take this. This could be a new word for you people, brittle. Eggshells are brittle. Eggshells are fragile. Glass is fragile. But generally when we talk about eggshells, we use the word brittle. So flimsy means easily breakable, one meaning. Write the second meaning, weak. What is the second meaning of flimsy? Weak. So robust means strong. What is opposite? Weak. That way, fourth option is the right answer. According to the author, to make programs for conserving energy more successful, only latest technology must be employed. Based on common sense, does it sound right or wrong? What is the question about? To make programs for conserving energy more successful. So does it sound acceptable or not acceptable? Use your common sense, forget about the passage. To make a particular program successful, do you have to use obsolete technology or latest technology? What is the meaning of the word obsolete? Outdated. So it seems you can accept that one. Tick option A. Option B. The author's country must adhere to, please underline the word adhere. Means what? Stick to. Please write the meaning of that particular word. Stick to. You know the meaning of that expression, stick to. To norms. Please underline the word norms. What is the meaning of the word norms? Rules. Very good. Please write the meaning. Norms means rules. Rules followed in countries where such programs have been successful. But does the writer talk about this country anywhere? I don't think this is the right one. But the key says, I think the third option, what is it? Both A and B. This question I am not convinced. We'll see the third one, C. Change must be brought in the attitudes of people with respect to efficient usage of energy. This goes with the context. Context talks about two factors. The passage is all about the barriers to use efficient energy in buildings. First paragraph, introduction. The second paragraph talks about the typical barriers like political and economic. The third paragraph talks about the social and cultural barriers. When the writer talks about the social and cultural barriers, he considers the individual attitude or the opinion or the perception. So based on that, definitely you have to consider the third one. What is it? Change must be brought in the attitudes of people. So what does it mean? A is right, C is right. Does any option say that? No option. That means master is wrong, or the key is wrong, or the question is wrong. I leave it to you people. But as far as I am concerned, the answer should be A and C. Please make a note. Now question number 9. What is the similar meaning? What is the word given? Underpin. Please write the meaning. This is an important word. Underpin means support. Please write. You are giving the exact word. Very good. You have got it. You have got it already. Support, justify, support, justify. Form the basis for. Form, F-O-R-M. Form the basis for. And also write the word pillar, P-I-L-L-A-R. What is the function of a pillar? To support. That's what it means. Now based on that, do you think undermine? Undermine, right? That's also an important word. Write the meaning. Undermine means to make something insignificant, not important. To make something insignificant. To bring down the value of something. Also write to bring down the value of something. Now what is the second option? Determine. Does it sound right? Underpin means what? The basis. So something determines. That is also the basis. Hold this option. Criticize. Does it go with underpin? No. Abandon. Already have got this word. Abandon means what? To leave or to give up, not to support someone. And dispose. Dispose means what? To get rid of something or someone. Please write the meaning of the word dispose. To get rid of. It is not double F, it is only one F. To get rid of something or someone. to get rid of something or someone. So based on that, what is the answer? How many of you have gone for the second option? Very good. That is the answer. Question number 10. Similar in meaning, what is the word? Unexploited. For this you have to know the meaning of the word exploited. You all must be knowing exploitation means what? Exploit, verb form. What is the noun form? Exploitation. Please write the meaning. Exploitation means, it has 2 or 3 different meanings. It has a negative meaning, it has a positive meaning. So first you write the positive meaning. Exploit means to make use of the resources. To make use of the resources. To make use of the resources. This is a positive. Exploit the natural resources available in our country. So what does it mean? Make use of, extract, harness, all these. Now write the second and typical meaning. Exploit means take advantage of a person or a person's situation. Take advantage of a person or a person's situation, which harms that person, obviously. You take advantage of that person's situation and that person experiences some sort of harm. Then we use the word exploitation. Easy word, it goes with everyday English. Now exploited, opposite unexploited. Now what is the first option here? Again you write the word tapped. Let me ask a question. The word tap, is it a noun or a verb? Please write noun and verb. As a noun, you all know the meaning, I don't have to tell. Tap. As a verb, it has 2 different meanings. Please write the first meaning. Tap means touch someone. Touch. Tap means touch. TAP, tap means what? Touch. Second meaning, which goes with this particular context, please write the meaning. Tap means extract or exploit or use. Extract, exploit, make use of something. It's like exploit opposite tap, a similar tap. Unexploited, what is opposite? Untapped. So based on that, what is the answer? The first option is the answer. But we'll see the other options. Unanswered, easy word, explore. Explore means what? To go and find out something, or to visit a far off place to find out what is there. Explore a new place. It goes with places. And sometimes it goes with subjects. Sometimes it goes with certain ideas. All these things. Developed, vacant. All these words are simple words. So question number 10, what is the answer? The first option is the answer. Question number 11. Which of the following is true in the context of the passage? Employing retrofit programs is relatively a new concept and is yet to become popular. Seems right. The government so far has been least supportive of retrofit programs. Have they been supportive or not supportive? Those who have read the passage, supportive, right? Lack of trust on landlords has been cited as one of the major barriers to employing energy efficiency schemes. Hold that one also. Underline the word cited. Retrofit schemes are dependent on incentives to bring about attitudinal change towards energy efficiency schemes. All the given statements are true. According to me, except the second one, all other seem to be right. But the second one, based on the context, is it right or wrong? The government has been supportive or not supportive? It has been supportive, I think. Then we cannot consider that one. We cannot. The key says the fifth option. What does the key say? All, but I don't think so. In my opinion, it could be lack of trust on landlords, perhaps one of them, but not the major. Incentives also not right. He talks about incentives. The answer could be the first option. What is the first option? Employing retrofit programs is relatively a new concept and is yet to become popular. That seems acceptable. So please make a note, the first option. As mentioned in the passage and according to the experts, in order to exploit existing potential to better energy efficiency measures, availability of sufficient funding is a must. Availability of reliable information from dependable source must be ensured. Adequate and trustworthy suppliers of energy must be made available. Governmental support by implementing adequate policies is essential. All of these are positive, practical, acceptable. So what does it mean? What is the answer here? Fifth option, all those given as options, that is the right answer. How many of you have chosen the fifth option, this one? Good. Question number 13 is rather easy. What is the question about? The title for the given passage could be, how to measure the impact of retrofit programs of energy conservation. Is it about how to measure the impact? No. Barriers to effective usage of energy. The entire passage is about barriers of different kinds, political, economic, social, cultural, all these. So you don't have to see the other options. The answer here is quite obvious, the second option. But here the third option, views of stalwarts. Please underline the word. In every field you have some people who are considered big, influential, powerful, talented, successful. For those people we use the word stalwarts. So please write, stalwart means a person, a senior person, usually it goes with seniors, a senior person with power, experience, expertise, power, experience, expertise, influence, all these. Stalwart. He is a political stalwart. Means what? In that particular field, he is a big name. Now what is, you got that one? Other words are rather easy. What is the next question? What is the number? $11 or 14? So this is again about the writer. The author in the given passage is of the view that no amount of efforts can bring about changes in employing energy efficiency schemes in his country. It's a negative attitude, a negative stand. Positive that more evidence on retrofit schemes is essential to make people more aware and sensitive towards them. This seems sensible. Hold that one. Cynical about the present state of energy efficiency measures taken in his country. I don't know why they have used in his country. Has it been mentioned anywhere? That is a little strange to me. I really don't understand why they have used that phrase so many times. But underline the word cynical. Cynical means what? Cynic. A person with, please write the meaning. Cynical means a person who always sees the negative side of something. A person, what is it? A little louder. Always thinks, criticizes. Criticize is different. It doesn't go with this context. Basically, cynical in the sense, no doubt he criticizes, but that is not the major thing. Cynical attitude means sick attitude. If I have to tell the meaning of that particular word to a person who is learning everyday English, I would rather use the expression sick attitude. Cynical means sick. Sick in the sense what? Looking at the negative side of everything. So please write, cynical means looking at the negative side of everything. Negative side of everything. Some people, they doubt things. That is a different thing. What is the word if someone doubts everything? It starts with the letter S. Skeptic. Very good. Please write that word also. Skeptic. Skeptic means what? a person who doubts. But cynical means he has a negative attitude or rather pessimistic attitude. So based on the third one, C is not right. You can consider of the view that no amount of efforts can bring. That is also a negative, completely a negative opinion or negative stand. B is obviously right. I think the key says both A and B, but I feel only B. Please make a note, only B. You may ask, sir, on what basis you can say this? In a passage, usually the writers, morning also I was telling one particular batch, we read one editorial in the last sentence, do you remember? So writers usually they don't take a stand saying that it will not happen. No one can say that. How can you say it will not happen? You think intellectually or practically, can you say something will not happen? Can I say one particular student will not get selected? We cannot say that. So looking from that particular perspective, the first option is not right. What is the reason? It says no amount of efforts can bring about change. You never know. Today people may not accept. Tomorrow they may accept. Today they don't change. Tomorrow they change. That is change all about. What is change? Human nature, people always resist change. When we bring out a new thing, they try to resist. That is human nature. But again, human nature, initially though they resist, over a period of time they accept. That's how the society transforms. That's how the traditions change. So based on that, A is not right. What is the last question? This again not a direct option. First you write the meaning of the word concerted efforts. Take the combination word. It goes with efforts. This is a combination word. So what is the meaning? Coordinated efforts. Coordinated. Coordinated means what? You join hands with someone and together you work for a positive thing, not negative. If it is negative, what is the word? You got the word yesterday. Are you guys listening? Suddenly I get the doubt. So you got one word yesterday, join hands with someone to kill someone or do something bad for that particular person. So what is the word for that? It also begins with the letter C. Collude, that's right. What is the word? Collude. When did you get this word? Yesterday, I suppose. Right? Fine. Now, you got the meaning of this particular word, and the writer wants, or the person wants opposite. Collaborative. Coordinated, collaborative, both one and the same. They are synonyms. Piled. Piled means what? Accumulated. Pile, getting piled. Pile of something. That's a different expression. Subtracting. Necessary. Weak. This is a bit difficult in the sense, sometimes you have to see beyond the word. When you say coordinated efforts, some people work together, will it be strong or weak? Strong. Coordinated efforts are always strong. From that perspective or angle, what is the opposite of this? Obviously, the fifth option, weak. So what is the opposite of strong? Then why do people say light tea? Strong tea, what is opposite? What do you say when you go to a shop? Imagine the lecture is very boring, severe headache, horrible. Then what do? You go down and tell the shop fellow, severe headache, give me strong tea, to the extent possible. No, you don't want strong tea, you want the opposite. Then what will you say? Light tea. But what is the opposite of strong? Then why do you say light tea? There is no answer for that. Once an American asked me the same question. Why do Indians say light tea instead of weak tea? I didn't have the answer. I don't know the answer. That's purely cultural practice. Now let us go to 16 to 20. What do the questions deal with? Now the body language changes, people become very attentive, a broad smile, and ready for the session. Spot the errors. Natural disasters will not turn into a catastrophe. You know the meaning. What is the meaning of that word? Disaster, or something like devastating incident. If we invest in building infrastructure that can withstand the devastating impacts of storms, which have, then you should stop. Where is the error? So I'm sure a lot of you can get it right. So became or become, please correct it. Have become, which have become more severe. So what is this question related to? Which tense? It has become, they have become. Present perfect tense. Please make a note. Present perfect tense. Question number 17. Each sentence looks like a paragraph. Many goods are being manufactured quickly without any regard for quality, and as consumers we must be aware of our rights, and the government should penalize. You got this word yesterday. What is the meaning of that particular word? Punish or disciplinary action. Penalize. Underline that word. Penalize them who indulge in unscrupulous, please underline, business practices. Underline the word practices. Penalize, the spelling could be Z-E also. Both are right. S-E-Z-E. Please make a note. Tomorrow you should not get confused. Both are right. Now where is the error? Fourth part. What is the error? Yes? Which word? Penalize. Is that word wrong? No. Which word? Indulge. No. Before. Actually, I will give a clue. It is related to one of the parts of speech which is used in place of a noun. Then what is it? Yes. Who has said those? That is the one. Them is not correct. Penalize those who indulge. Those. Penalize them. If the sentence, I see the question mark, some students must be thinking, what is wrong with penalize them? If you stop there, the sentence is absolutely right. But you have to read the complete sentence. How does the sentence go? Penalize them who indulge in unscrupulous business practices. Then it is wrong. Penalize those who indulge in. Hope you got it right. Fine. Now please underline the word indulge. Indulge means, it has a positive meaning as well as a negative meaning, but generally it takes a negative meaning. So please write the meaning of the word indulge. Indulge means to involve. Indulge means what? To involve in some activity. Brackets, usually pleasure related. And also sometimes bad habits. Indulge in bad habits. Indulge in drinking. Indulge in drugs. So the word takes a negative combination. It has a negative meaning, not a positive meaning. We don't use a positive in the positive sense. Have you copied? Now, what is the meaning of the word unscrupulous? That is an important word. Please write. It means unethical. Then I would like to ask the question, ethical means what? A person with values, or ethics means what? Values. Unethical, no values. A person without values. So unscrupulous also means the same. Unethical person or a person without any values. Morals. And what is the spelling of practices? Already have got. What is the difference between CES and SES? One is a noun, the other one is a verb. Now you are quite familiar. Next time I try to talk about this, you will say, sir, please, enough. We have listened to that many a time. So we should not waste time on this particular one. Shall I move on to the next one? Question number 18. The European Central Bank has said that if all Eurozone nations continue to carry out, nation or nations? So where is the error? I think there's a problem with the key. What does the key say? Please check. Fourth option. Then the central bank will guarantee future bailouts. There's no error there. Underline the word. First you write, underline the phrasal verb, carry out. Carry out means what? Implement, put into practice. Carry out, to put into practice or implement. And write one more phrasal verb, carry on. Carry on means what? Continue. Exactly. I see someone doing something, please carry on. Means what? Please continue. Don't stop. Now what is the meaning of the word bailout? Please write, that is an important word. Tomorrow you become a banker, you come across this quite often. Means what? To save or to rescue. To save or to rescue. Bail out a company, bail out a person. Means save a person from financial crisis or save a company from financial crisis. Shall I move on to the next one? Question number 19. He identified the most important machines required for modern life and worked in making a prototype. Please underline the word prototype. Prototype means what? The first model, the first version of something, and from that they try to develop and create the actual thing. The first version of a particular thing. You could say something like the first model, the first model. Do-it-yourself version of each, because he believed that if people could build these themselves, it would improve their way of life. Now where is the error? Which part? How many of you think the second part? How many of you think the third part? No one. So second part, okay, what third part? What is the error? No, there is nothing wrong with the reflexive pronoun. Absolutely right. But here, those who have said second part, that's right. Will you say work on something or work in something? You work on something. So what is wrong with this part? In is not right. Work on making, work on something, work on doing, work on creating, work on bringing out something. On is a preposition. Question number 20 is an important one. Please put a star mark. While farmers are struggling to cope with severe drought, crop companies have researched ways to breed crops that thrive in, please underline the word thrive. Thrive means what? Please take this word also, flourish, or in this context, grow well. Grow well in drought. This is an important question, but many students can make out. Tell me, where is the error? Third part, what is it? Here first you underline struggling. While farmers are struggling, the verb is in which form? ing form. This is not important. To cope with severe drought, then comma should be there. Crop companies are researching. That's very good. So you're ready for the exam. Struggling, researching. What do you call this? This question is related to what? Parallel expression or parallel construction. So please write, researched is not correct. Researching. Struggling, researching. That's a parallel construction. Who has got all the 5 correct? Please give them a big hand. Now 21 to 25, what are the questions about? These pillars are rather easy. Now the first sentence talks about everyday English, everyday situation, traffic jams, how people feel, and should be easy for you guys. Sweating it out. You know, sweat it out means work very hard. Sweat it out. Sweating it out in vehicles while remaining stuck in a traffic snarl. Please underline that word. Snarl has two different meanings. One meaning, it goes with dogs. If a dog is very angry, the dog does what? It shows the teeth and makes a growling sound. That is called snarl. But in this context, is it relevant? No. Here it means twist. Twist, not the typical this thing. Or you could write, it means simple traffic jam. What does it mean? Traffic jam. To get entangled in the traffic. So we use, in place of traffic jam, he used that word. Has become a, please underline the indefinite article. Then what are you supposed to take? A word that begins with a vowel letter or a consonantal letter? You have to reject any word that begins with what? So how many options are there? Only one? Okay. Now sweating it out in the vehicles, then the second one, I'll read out the entire sentence. Sweating it out in vehicles while remaining stuck in a traffic snarl for hours has become a routine matter for commuters. A routine matter, just hold that one. Waiting it out, does it sound right? You don't say waiting it out, that is not right. Because of the preposition, you cannot consider the second option. Thinking it out, no, it is also not a regular expression. Write the meaning of the word harrowing. Harrowing means distressing, something like depressing, distressing. Distress means you feel unhappy, you feel depressed. Distress. You know the word distress. Now harrowing it out and become a habitual matter. Just hold that one also. Fretting it out. Please underline the word fretting. It goes with everyday English. Fret means to be anxious all the time. To be anxious all the time. Now what is the answer here? Will you say practice matter? No. So what is the answer? Sweating it out, a perfect expression, a routine matter. That is also acceptable. Question number 22. Owners of private hostels located in residential areas are not only, please underline the expression not only, taxes but are also functioning whimsically. Please write the meaning of the word whimsical. Whimsical means what? Fanciful or playful. In a playful manner, not very serious. Playful manner. In the, whatever the word, of any regulatory body. Now what do you understand from the sentence? They're behaving well or they're not behaving well? That means you have to select a positive word or a negative word. Owners of private hostels located in residential areas are not only avoiding, that seems right, paying taxes. Paying taxes, then it doesn't go with the context. Checking taxes. Do you check taxes in this context? No. Evading. Please write the meaning of the word evade. I think you got this word yesterday. Evade means what? Avoid. Yesterday, if you, I don't know when you got, but I gave a few words like, I gave 3 words: evade, elude, and dodge. Was it yesterday? Doesn't matter. As long as you remember the words, it doesn't matter when you got the word. They all mean more or less the same. So, which option? Evading taxes, avoiding taxes. That seems right. Are you listening? Okay. No, she's damn serious. I don't know why she's so serious. Are you listening? This girl, are you listening? Fine. But are also functioning whimsically in the absence of any regulatory body. Does it sound right? In the absence, they're trying to act a little smart, playful, they're not serious. So this option seems absolutely right. Tick this one. Destroying taxes, not right. In the life of any regulatory body. Now, how does the sentence go? Owners of private hostels located in residential areas are not only evading taxes, but are also functioning whimsically in the absence of any regulatory body. A perfect sentence. These sentences are from newspapers. Do remember, in the exam also they give similar sentences. Please remember, all of you, those who set the paper, whoever set the paper is not a writer, will not write his own sentences. That will never happen. What they do, if it is a passage, they take an article from some newspaper or magazine. If it is a clause, same thing. If it is a parajumble, the same thing. If it is spot the errors, the same thing. If it is pillars, same thing. They just take the sentences and all that. Then you may ask her, what is the big deal? What is their expertise? Their expertise is giving the right options, related options. Now imagine you can take a sentence from a newspaper, a sentence like this. You can create 2 blanks and give only those 2 words. That's not a big deal. Anyone can do that. But based on the context, based on your language skill, if you can give the related, confusing words, and then it becomes tough for the candidates, that is your expertise, that is your skill. The services are taken for that particular expertise. But no one is going to write. So once you know this, what does it mean? You have to read the newspapers or not? Again, the same song. You have to read. When you read, you come across all these, and when you see sentences like this, it becomes so easy for you. So let us move on. What is the question number? 23. Contractors across the state have to stop work on the scheme after the minister failed to give them concrete of timely payment. Again, I would say those who read the newspapers, the moment they see a sentence like this, they see the word concrete. They get the word, one word it pops up. What is it? Concrete, assurance or promise or whatever it is. Now we'll go with that. Contractors across the state have thought to stop work on the scheme after the minister failed to give them concrete proof. Is it right? No. Decided to stop work. Minister failed to give them concrete assurance. This seems acceptable. Wish to stop, concrete demand. Not correct. Started to stop, guarantee of timely payment. Started to stop is not right. Determined to stop, concrete promise of. But here, which is a better? Concrete assurance, concrete promise. Decided to stop. Why? The minister failed to give them concrete assurance. How many of you have chosen the second option? Very good. Perfect. Now question number 24. Whatever the word, here this question I'm not convinced, but still if you look at the options, you have to go with that particular one. Makes the actress trip to the country different this year is. Now generally when you read something like this, everyday English we say, what makes this particular action different is. What makes this particular book unique is. This is a standard pattern. Based on that pattern, what is the first question you're supposed to use? A first word. Which option has that? Only one option. The fourth option. There's no problem with that. I personally have no problem. What makes the actress trip to the country different this year is that. We also use the word that. She is looking. Then somehow I'm not happy with the preposition here. She is looking for fundraising funds. She's looking for funds would have been better. But she's looking to raise funds for the biopic of a literary icon. There's no choice. Perhaps it is right. What is the answer based on that? You may ask, sir, why do you say perhaps? Any language is an ocean. Any language is what? An ocean. Based on whatever we know, in our lifetime, what we know is only a little. Once, if you take the modern times, there's a particular field called astrophysics. You know the field astronomy. Astronomy deals with what? Study of the celestial bodies or stars. There is a similar confusing word they have given in a few exams, astrology. Astrology means what? Predicting the future based on your horoscope, right? Then from astronomy, a specialized field, astrophysics. Astrophysics deals with physics related to the celestial bodies. One particular person by name, Carl Sagan, a renowned physicist, astrophysicist in the modern times from Cornell University, Ithaca, New York City, one of the Ivy League universities. Have you heard of this expression any time? All of you please make a note of this particular expression, Ivy League universities. Today if you talk about the field of education, if you talk about the best universities in the world, the best universities are in the US. In the US again, there are a few universities which belong to a particular group that is called Ivy League universities. Those are the Harvard University, number one, the Princeton University, the Yale University, the Cornell University, the Rice University. These are the best in the world. Usually the presidents of the US, they are the products of Ivy League universities. The best brains belong to these universities. So here, Carl Sagan once, a journalist asked Carl Sagan, "Sir, you are so intelligent, you have so much knowledge, what do you say about that?" Then Carl Sagan said, "Whatever I know is like the sand in my fist." The sand in my fist. You know the word fist? If you go to the coast, you go to a beach, you take the sand, whatever you have, he said, that is the knowledge I have. There is so much to learn. That's how great people look at knowledge. That's how great people talk about knowledge. So what does it mean? There is so much to learn. I cannot directly say looking to is not correct. But personally, I feel it is not the right combination. Perhaps it is right. We are not quite sure. We have to check it up, right? Whatever it is, what is the answer here? Option number. Now the last one. Every third person visiting a doctor happens to, from a clinical or psychological disorder with tremblers. First you write the meaning of this word. It has two different meanings. One is tremors, the other is earthquake. But generally it is used in the sense of tremors. Now we'll see the options. Every third person visiting a doctor happens to ail from. Ail means what? Suffer. What is ailing Indian agriculture? So that expression you must have heard. Sick from, suffer from. Which one seems better? The third option. But we'll see the second word in that particular pair. From a clinical or psychological disorder associated with. This also seems right. So the third one is right, but we'll check with the first one, regarding with, a wrong combination. Related, what is the preposition? To, related to something, not related with. In some contexts we use related with, but usually it is related to. Then respect to. Respect with, can we use the word respect here? No. Connected with, again connected to. So based on that, what is the answer? Suffer, associated with. But there is one word I want you to learn. Please underline the word agonize. Which part of speech do you think it is? It is a verb or a noun? What is a noun form? Please write. Agony is a noun form. Agonize is a verb form. Means what? Agony means severe pain. Please write severe pain. Acute pain. Yesterday you got the word severe. What is the other word? Acute. Acute or severe. This is an interesting paragraph. One World Trade Center is viewed, once actually, not one. Please make the correction. Once World Trade Center is viewed as a statement of hope, a marvel of persistence, and a miracle of logistics. A very good sentence. I love the way the writer has written this particular piece of text. Wonderful. As years passed after the tragedy at the site at which it was since constructed, and the delays kept mounting, Americans began to what? Wonder. So don't see the options, you should get the word. Began to, third option, began to wonder, what is taking so long? Have we lost the capacity to rebuild? So they started thinking. The answer in part was the sheer of the project. 10,000 workers attempting one of the most difficult construction projects ever in one of the most densely populated cities on earth. So sheer complexity. Again, you cannot, before you see the options, you can think of sheer complexity of the project. It's a complex project. You cannot say sheer delight, sheer knowing, sheer drop, sheer obsession of the project. No, it's not obsession, complexity. Now here, this is a bit difficult. The funds allotted for the project were estimated as 1.5 billion when the design was unveiled, but the price tag just kept going. So based on this, what will you? He is adding information, or he is trying to contradict, or what is the intention of the writer? Adding information. Then what is the word? When, or despite, or instead, or exclusive, or moreover. Very good. What is the answer here? Moreover. Other included, other what? Advantages, information, challenges, attempts, crisis. What is the answer here? The third option. Other challenges included the weather in the harsh form. Harsh means what? Very unpleasant, harsh, not acceptable. Harsh sun of summer, the steel beams could reach temperatures that were hot enough to singe. Please underline the word singe and write the meaning. Singe means what? Burn. B-U-R-N, burn. Burn the skin, added to which a hurricane. Hurricane is what? The storm experienced in the Western Hemisphere. Especially if you take the Central America, that part, from the Atlantic Ocean towards the Pacific Ocean, they experience strong winds, and sometimes that transforms into a storm, and that is called a hurricane. Hurricane what? Hurricane usually it brings in water, a lot of water, and strong winds. Then what is the exact word? Formed, effected, predicted, hazard, flooded. Very good. Please underline the fifth option, flooded. No, which one is that? To which a hurricane flooded the construction site. Flooded. Flooded means what? You see a lot of water. There is a better word they have given in a few exams, and if you read the newspapers, you come across that. Please write the word deluge. Deluge means what? Flood. There is one more word I want you to learn. Please write the word inundate, inundated. Inundated also means flooded. These two are important words, deluge, inundated. Now we'll see the enrichment. It's already 3:15. What is the meaning of the word decline? Please be ready to respond. Decline means what? Decrease, reduce, decrease. Malnourishment. Cost effective. Why no response? Cost effective means profitable. Please write. Cost effective means profitable. Profitable. And upfront. Upfront has two different meanings. Please write the first meaning, in the front or at the front. But in this context it means pay in advance. Upfront means what? Pay or payment in advance. Pay in advance or payment in advance. Upfront. Inadequate. Adequate means what? Sufficient. Inadequate. Not sufficient. Tenant, person who pays what? The rent. Landlord. Landlord has two different meanings. What is the typical and the primary meaning? A person who owns a lot of property in villages, farmland in villages, then you call that person a landlord. And modern English, if you take a person who owns a particular house, in the past we would say house owner. Now we don't use that expression. What do we call that person? We say he is a landlord. What is opposite? Or not opposite, opposite is tenant. The wife of the landlord, what do you call? Landlady, write that word. Landlord, landlady. She is my landlady, he is my landlord. Landlady means the landlord's wife. Nothing funny in that. I don't know why you guys are smiling. Now what is the next word? Concerted means what? Coordinated, collaborated, do something together. Economically viable. Please write one more expression. Write the expression commercially viable. We use these two. Tomorrow you become a banker. You have to, if someone comes to you with a project, first question as a bank manager, the first question will be what? Is it commercially viable? Is it economically viable? Means what? Profitable. Please write profitable. Commercially viable means profitable. Potential. To have the ability which will transform in future. Potential. Exploited, unexploited. Already have got. What is the meaning of exploit? Or let me change the question. How many meanings are there? Two meanings. One is positive. What is that? To make use of the resources. To use the resources. What is the negative meaning? To take advantage of a person's weakness or a vulnerable situation. And what is the next one? Intervention. Interfere. Intervention means what? Please write the word interfere. Interfere. Embedded. Embedded means what? To be an integral part of something. Integral part of something. Please write that way. Embedded. To be an integral part of something. Entangled. Entangled means what? Twisted. Entangled means what? Twisted. Imagine a fish is in a net. Then what do you say? The fish got entangled in the net. It got stuck over there. Entangled. Entangled goes with situations. It goes with nets. It goes with animals, persons, and things also. Usually persons and animals. Underpin. Support. One more meaning. Pillar. Pillar. Traditional. Are you guys listening? Traditional means what? Following the traditions. Imagine someone follows the traditions in a very strict manner. Then what is the word? Very good. Please write the word orthodox. We also use one more word. What is the word? Conservative. Conservative or orthodox. So traditional, what is opposite? Modern. Traditional, modern. And if you take Western culture, modern cultures, and for Western culture there is a particular expression, for Eastern culture there is a particular expression. Please write two important words. First one, please write Occidental. Occidental means Western. Then you write the word Oriental. Occidental, Western culture, Oriental, Eastern culture. Hope you got the two words. Then you write, what is the next word? Retrofit. Please underline the word retro. Retro means what? Go back. Retrofit means what? To renovate or to, you take a building, you try to remove the old things and you try to modify that. Then we use the word retrofit. Then incentive. Incentives means what? Motivation, encouragement, all these things. In situ, that is a Latin word. How do you pronounce it? Situ. So in place, please write the meaning of that word. In place or in location or locally. In place, in location or locally. That goes with research, not everyday English. So what is the meaning of the word rebound? Is the class time over? Then why are you not responding? Rebound means what? Bounce back. Rebound means what? Bounce back. Please write bounce back. Also write one more expression, spring back. Bounce back or spring back. Insulation. Insulate means what? Protect. Insulation tape. But I wanted you to learn another word. Please write another meaning rather. Please write this quickly. Insulate yourself from bad habits or insulate yourself from bad people. So what does it mean? Protect yourself. Don't get influenced. Insulate yourself. This is very important. Usually how it goes, there's a popular saying. It goes with Telugu culture. But what it means, imagine there is a crow among swans. Not swan, swans. Will it behave like a crow or a swan? Then imagine there is a swan among crows. How does it behave? It behaves like a crow. It is so difficult when you're among bad people or when you come across bad habits. It is very difficult to insulate oneself. So there is an advice. What is it? You should know how to insulate yourself from bad habits or bad circle or bad people. That's a very useful one. And there is one more saying on the positive side. But it's only a saying. How does it go? When you rub your shoulders with a genius, you tend to become a genius. So try to remember that. Now what is the next word? Vogue. Robust. Robust means what? Vogue means what? In fashion. Flimsy. Easily breakable. One more meaning. Weak. Manual. Using your hands. One more meaning. A book giving instructions. Abandon. Dispose. To get rid of. Explore. To find out visiting a place or far off place. Catastrophe. Disaster. Devastating. Damaging to a great extent. Damaging to a great extent. Devastating. Penalize. Punish. Indulge. Involve in positive or negative? Negative. What? Bad habits. Unscrupulous. Unethical. A person without ethics or values or morals. Bail out. Bail out. Save or rescue. Prototype. The first version of something. Traffic snarl. Traffic jam. Harrowing. Distressful. Fretting. Worrying. Anxious, always anxious or worried. So I would like to stop here. The other faculty, he has been waiting for the last 5 minutes, I suppose. Thank you very much.